No, I'm not. Did you really just put me on? Holy smokes. I'm making coffee and you put me on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Afternoon Market Update, aka Western Wednesday. Yes, I'm in Western gear, and I think every Wednesday I'm going to do something Western, and we're going to try to get it going here at VectorVest as well. We're going to try to put up some pictures of the people here at VectorVest dressing all for Western Wednesday as well. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the chat. Let me know I'm coming across loud and clear, preferably with VV Nation. So I got my cowboy hat. I got my leather vest. I just got a shirt. I got my cowboy boots on. You want to see my cowboy? I don't know if I can get my leg up there. You want to see? Here we go. Which way? Here's my cowboy boots. All right. So I got my cowboy boots on as well. Man.
We are all so impressed, man.
Dude, I think I just pulled a hammy doing that. Good gravy. Wow. Woo. Well, those are my cowboy boots. All right. So glad to have you on here. There's a lot of stuff going on in the market. Today is just a weird day in the market. And the markets, what is it called? It's called not inexcusable. Irrational exuberance. I think we got a lot of irrational exuberance going on in the market right now. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what's moving the market. By all means, I've got some stocks that I want you to take a look at as well. So I'll put that up there for you as well. How many of you watched the video I put out last night about AI? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you saw the video that I put out about AI? Type a 1 in the room. If you did not see it, type a 2 in the room. If you did not see it, type a 2. Folks, again, on our channel, we try very hard to put out the information that is right in line with what's going on. So for everyone who put out a 2, I invite you every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, we have a 6 p.m. video. It's still up on our channel right now. So for everyone who's typing a 2, you still have the ability to go watch the video. It talks a lot about what ChatGPT is, how that fits into the whole AI space. I talk about the AI space. I actually give a demonstration of using ChatGPT within the video and other AI stocks to keep your eyes on. Bill says, do you know what the cowboy said when he walked into the German car dealership? Audi. Wow. So for that, there you go, Bill. I got the crickets for you. I got the crickets for you. Are we in trouble if we didn't see it, says Nectarios? Yes, you're going to go to timeout. So for everyone who's typing a 2 in the room, I'm going to have to put you in timeout. All right, so again, if you don't want to go into timeout, make sure you go watch the video. Let's talk about what's going on in the market. What's the main color you see in our color guard? Yellow. So for everyone who sees the day that goes up and goes down and goes up and goes down, what is the primary color? Yellow. What does that mean? Caution. So the cool thing about having the VectorVest system and having that color guard, it actually makes you not get caught up in the traps, whether it's a bull trap or a bear trap. Right now, the color guard is showing that we are in a mode of being in a neutral position. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. You know me, I like to get this out to as many people as we can. We got 167 people in the room. Let's try to push that up to 300. Let's try to push that up to 300. I need you to share this live link with the people in your social circles right now, folks. Come on, we can do that, folks. We put out a lot of great information. We try very hard. So if you want other people in your social circles to get access to that, hit that, share it right now, folks. Share it right now. Let's see if we can get to 300 people. All right. So I like the Western hat much better than the Boardwalk Stroller hat. What Boardwalk Stroller hat do I have? A lot of people are saying that they didn't know about the video. Joey, what do we need to do? What do we need to do about that? I'm just curious to know, what do we need to do? I tell you, every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, we have a 6 p.m. video that's recorded that's out there. So a lot of people are saying they didn't know that we have a... Well, you know what else you can do is you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. You'll be alerted when the video comes out. Everything seems to be hitting downtrend lines. Lee is right. It is. So there's the link. Joey put the link in for the video. But let's talk about what Lee is saying. let's get into the software. I want to get into the software first. All right, let's get into the software first. Hit the VV program, and let's start from the market timing graph. So Lee is right. Interesting, Lee. Interesting. Look at that candle today. It was closed. It's now open, which means the VectorVest composite is now higher than it was at the open. So the market is coming off of session lows, which you can see by the wick at the bottom of this candle right here. So the market's doing a rebound. Why is it still red? Is because it's still lower than yesterday's close. But also notice this. You guys know that I like to use the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages, right? Notice that 3 days the market pulled back. The 3 and the 8 stayed intact. The market hit a level of support at 55.99. So for those of you who are thinking that this is a bull trap or a bear trap, I can show you a couple of things, all right? The market's going to do what the market's going to do. But if I draw a trend line from this low, look at that. The market's still moving higher. All right, the market is still moving higher. And we bounced off support, and we broke through a level of resistance, and we've got another level of resistance to get through. This is a 3-month high on the VectorVest composite. But as you also know with VectorVest, we do have an indicator that lets us know when the market is looking for a top, and that's the MTI. And the MTI is still at a level of 1.54. The market is still toppy. Last time that happened, the market did pull back. The MTI went below the value of 1.5. Now it's moving back up again. I think that this level of resistance of 57.67 is going to be a good level of resistance while the market is looking toppy. So as we do all of this, what's moving the market's earnings? A lot of big companies are missing, but more companies are hitting earnings more so than not. All right, so that's a look at the market timing. That's a look at our graph, not even the graph, looking at the red, the yellow, and the green on our color guard, primarily yellow, primarily yellow, primarily yellow. This is still a time to manage the stocks that you own. Be careful about getting into new positions. Manage the stocks. Now, if a stock is moving and it's giving you an opportunity to make money, as long as you know what you're doing by way of knowing when to get out and take the profits, that's fine. If you're not that savvy and you're just jumping into stocks because you think they're going up, right now, I would say by way of the system, be cautious. Be cautious. All right. So let's talk about what news is moving the market. Let's go over to here. Interesting. Here's a story. Bank of America warns that U.S. economy will begin to lose 175,000 jobs per month during Q1 of 2023. How many of you agree with that? Type of 1. How many of you agree with that? Type of 1. How many of you disagree with that? Type a 2. So we do know that there's a lot of companies in one of my live streams earlier this week, I gave you a list of all of the companies that are laying off people. That's a big number, folks. 175,000 jobs per month is a big number. I don't know if we get to that point. I do know that more and more companies are laying off. And the reason why they're laying off is because with inflation falling, but interest rates still rising, it's making it harder for them to do business. So what are they doing? They're cutting the fat, and the fat, unfortunately, is jobs. That's the unfortunate reality. So I just don't know if we get as high as that number. I think that's a super aggressive number, but only time will tell. They expect a harder landing rather than a softer one. All right, next one. Let's talk about some companies that hit or missed earnings. Boeing's stock is weak following surprise loss. Boeing has been getting a lot of contracts to build a lot more of the big planes. Interesting. Now, they're contracts. They haven't fulfilled them yet, so the money is not coming in. So I sort of kind of understand that. But the contracts are out there. So long term, as soon as they're able to give the supply on these, Boeing should be looking good. But right now, it's weak following a surprise loss and revenue miss. Microsoft, man, we just did a story on ChatGPT, which Microsoft is putting a big emphasis on or a big investment into, but Microsoft earnings fell last quarter amid economic concerns. So with all of that money that they just put in, I think that they're hoping that this whole AI space is going to take off, which could move the company or move the stock to a nicer, higher level. Software giants' revenue growth slowed to a more than 6-year low. That's big, more than a 6-year low as demand for cloud services cooled. Maybe people are doing, Microsoft is not the only company out there for cloud services, right? Interesting. AT&T, earnings top expectations. The CFO, the dividend is secure. So, anytime you have a company that also pays a dividend, that's always a good thing. And they say that their dividend is secure. That's going to make it more palatable for more people to want to buy into that stock going forward. So, nice hit on AT&T. Lowe's is catching up to Home Depot. Its stock price will follow. Now, technically, how many of you like NASCAR? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you can't stand NASCAR? Type of 2 in the room. And the reason why I say that is because Joey and I are oppositely diopposed in regards to this. One of Joey's favorite drivers was Smoke. What was his name, Joey? Sigh. What was his name? He drove the 20 car. It was the Home Depot car. What was his name? Dang it. Somebody's going to tell me. Huh? Tony Stewart. Right. So he was a Tony Stewart fan, where I am still a Jimmy Johnson fan. So interesting how we match up as far as NASCAR is concerned. He would be more of a Home Depot guy. I would be more of a Lowe's guy. I have definitely been a Lowe's guy forever. And I think a lot of that is because I followed Jimmy Johnson. I don't know if Joey's a Home Depot guy or not. Are you, Joey? I know I got you talking today, but you gotta answer. I don't know if he's a Home Depot guy, but I am a Lowe's guy. Just interesting story that Lowe's is catching up to Home Depot. Its stock's price will follow. So we're gonna look at the both of those. Jimmy Johnson is coming back to NASCAR. Yeah, interesting, Roger, that he's not coming back to Hendrick though. If I'm Hendrick, I don't know how I would kind of feel about that. I'm the one that gave you your start. You're the 7 times in a row champion in NASCAR. I don't think anybody's going to ever do that. I don't think anybody's ever going to do that. But you're not coming back to Hendrick. I don't know how I would feel about that. I know he moved to F1, but he's coming back to NASCAR. So we'll see what goes on with that. But interesting story here. We'll take a look at those stocks. Here's a little biotech stock. Pliant Therapeutics gaps up 30% higher, more upside to come. It gapped up following the company's announcement of results for a treatment of lung condition known as idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. So, it's always good when a company is going after something that affects people. And if the FDA approves it, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if the stock still has upside, but I saw the story and I wanted to take a look at that. Jimmy has an ownership stake. Is that what it is, Dave? Thank you for that. I didn't know that. Give me the number 3 Dale Earnhardt Sr., which was a great race car driver. So, man, 7 times, not again with next gen car. I know, Fitz. I don't think anybody will ever get to 7 times in a row. Jimmy drove Indy, he drove Indy, not F1. Thank you, Ray. Hey, listen, keep me honest. All right. So that's a little stock we're going to take a look at. How about this? Walmart to raise starting wages for U.S. hourly workers. That's interesting in a time where people are finding it hard to do business and they were laying off people. Walmart was one of the companies, I believe, that was laying off people, but they're starting to raise wages for U.S. hourly workers. But is the raise going to be in tune with inflation? And I think that more and more companies are going to have to do that in order to retain workers. And Walmart's just the biggest one out there from a brick and mortar store out there that's doing that. Very interesting. We're going to take a look at that stock. And something from the VectorVest blog. I try to do this, every week as well. If you go to our main website, www.vectorvest.com, go to the tab that says blogs, go down to hot stocks, and here's a story on, here's what 3M earnings miss and layoffs mean for investors or for potential investors. Folks, even if you do not have the VectorVest software, we still try in the universe of the YouTube site or the YouTube channel to still give you some stocks out of the over 9,000 stocks that we track. So you go to www.vectorvest.com and go to the blogs. What's up, Braxton? Braxton is here. Hello. We met him in Tampa, a youngin', because I'm on Western Wednesday. Howdy. Braxton is a youngin', and but he's in the market, man. That's awesome. Mark wants me to look at JXN. I'm going to look at some of your stocks today. I'm only going to look at about 10 of your stocks, but I'm going to write that down. JXN is going to be one of the stocks I look at, Mark. All right, and I got another tab. I'll come back to that tab in a second. Now, let's take all of these stocks that we just looked at and look at them in our watch list of market news. Well, before we get to the stocks, let's go look at the market news. All of the main indices are down, and they are coming off of their session lows. The NASDAQ was down over 1% today, so the market is doing a little bit of a rebound. But keep in mind, the main color you see in the color guard was yellow. Just because you see that happening, what does that mean? That means tighten the stops on the stocks that you have. On a day like today when it's rebounding, those stops don't come into play, and that's fine. That's fine. But you still want to make sure that they're there just in case. But the market is, and now the VectorVest composite is positive. It's in the green. Next one that looks close to going into the green is the Dow, followed by the S&P 500. All right, so again, stocks are coming off of their low, but I showed you that on the market timing graph when we looked at the open candle. And finally now, it's high enough that it is higher than yesterday's close. We now have a green open candle, but I do want you to pay attention with this. Looking at the market going down, the VectorVest composite going down for 3 days in a row, the 3 and the 8 never confirmed it, and it bounced off a level of support. Those are the things. So for those of you who think that we're not bullish, I think that we've got a bullish undertone. Even though it's more yellow, we got a bullish undertone because the primary wave is still up. But also keep in mind, we're at the level where the market is looking for a top again. So the market's going to have a propensity to pull back down again. Or if it goes up above, the rubber band is going to stretch. And then when it does pull down, it's going to pull down harder, way harder. Good afternoon, John. And Kevin is here from New York. Hit 41 years ago. What does that mean, Rick? I'm not sure what you're saying. You got to talk to me, brother. Talk to me. All right, now let's go look at the stocks that made the stories. All right. And all of those stocks, there's that little stock. Now, understanding that this is sorted by our master indicator, VST, how about this Pliant Therapeutics is at the top of the list by VST? Fundamentally not sound. A lot of this is all based on the news. On that pulmonary news, it's got a relative timing of 1.95. Notice that it's the fastest moving stock in here as well. So as I look at the stock, analyzing it, the stock is clearly overvalued, does not have upside potential by way of relative value. It's not a safe stock by relative safety. The only thing that's moving it is the news. So this is more of a technical play. Negative earnings growth rate. So it is news driven. If you're going to play this, just know that you're not holding this long term. Home Depot and Lowe's, if I look at both of them are overvalued. All right. They both have good upside potential, but look at Home Depot has got better upside potential. They're both safe stocks, and Lowe's is actually in a little bit more of a faster uptrend than Home Depot. Both of them have good earnings growth rates. Looks like Home Depot is a better stock overall, even though the VSTs are both the same. But if I look at the relative value upside potential is better than Lowe's. The Lowe's has got better safety, and Lowe's has got better relative timing, but the VSTs are right in line. So the story says that Lowe's is catching up to Home Depot. Price-wise, Home Depot is a little bit more expensive too, isn't it? It is. So something to keep your eyes on. Microsoft missed. But even with the miss, look at that. Down today. It's up today. Interesting, right? When I say that this is a topsy-turvy market, the things that shouldn't, and they're guiding lower, all right? And so very interesting that it's moving up today. Boeing with the miss, look at that, still up today. AT&T hit, and they're really moving up today, about 6%. 3M, that was the story in our blog, moving down. We saw in the story that they missed earnings and they have layoffs coming. And Walmart with the raising of the minimum wage a little bit down today. Notice that 3M is the only sell recommended stock in this list. Everything else is a hold recommendation. Let's graph them all real quick. Let's put them on a 3-month graph. And I'm going to look at it from a swing trade perspective. This drug biomedical company gapped up, gave some back, but not enough to pull it down. It did not fade the gap from yesterday. Look at that, nicely up for 2 days in a row. I do like the earnings per share again, and look at the volume. There's conviction behind the move. There's definitely conviction behind the move, but be careful. Someone said they liked APPH. I jumped back into APPH today, as a matter of fact. That stock just doesn't want to stop, Colin. That stock just doesn't want to stop. And PLRX, just keep your eye. It is overvalued. I like that it was settling in. Came off a level of support above the 20-day exponential moving average and heading back up now to the 1-month high on good volume, above average volume. And the earnings per share is higher than it was 1 month ago. So did I, Jim said on APPH. 3M is the company sued Forever Chemicals, Forever Chemicals. I don't know. I didn't look more into the story than what was on VectorVest, Maria. All right, I didn't look more into the story than what was on VectorVest. All right, let's go down the list. What else is in the list? Home Depot, you know something? A solid level of support right now, sitting at 311.11. Bounced off another level of support of 308.20, but nonetheless in a little bit of a channel, back above and below the 20-day exponential moving average, currently below in this channeling mode right now. Earnings per share is lower than it was a month ago. All right, so just keep that in mind. Let's go to Lowe's, also channeling, overvalued. Earnings lower than it was a month ago as well. Volume is pretty good, but again, in a channeling motion as well. Are you aware that 3M is spinning off its healthcare unit by the end of the year? Richard, I am not. Maybe I've got to look a little deeper into it. Maybe it might be worth doing a story. All right, maybe 3M gave us Post-it notes. Where would we be without Post-it notes? And some of these stories that you bring into my attention as far as news, if I can make stories out of them, they might be my coming up as a 6 p.m. video. All right. What else is in the list? Microsoft, again, with ChatGPT. Last month, though, just a little bit of sideways move. I think that they're putting some eggs in the basket. $10 billion investment in the ChatGPT investment, that it could be moving higher, especially knowing that AI is on the rise. Especially knowing that AI is on the rise. Put a Band-Aid on 3M. I don't know. All right, what else is in the list? Boeing. Now, Boeing, look at the graph. 1-month graph, definitely moving higher. Earnings miss, but even with the miss, look at the move, still above the 20-day exponential moving average. Right now, trading very close to the 1-month highs. Grossly overvalued. Earnings is starting to fall, but look at the graph nonetheless. I'd be careful with it. I'd definitely be careful with it. You know what's going to move this stock is if they can get delivery of all of the orders that are out there. That's going to be big. All right, what else is in the list? AT&T, man, they beat earnings, but look at earnings per share. And I'm wondering if this has got to do with listen, I'm an AT&T person. This is interesting though. Look at this graph. That's an abnormal trading day. If you agree with that, type a yes. I've got another stock that's in this list that I think is an abnormal trading day. And I don't know if this is manipulation. I'm not trying to get into that. But that looks like some sort of manipulation. That's a big spread throughout the day. That's huge from the high to the low. All right, so I'm not throwing that. I am throwing that word out. That looks like it's manipulated. That definitely looks like it's being manipulated. The change had a problem yesterday. Do you think that it affected AT&T? What was that? Was it the NASDAQ or was the New York Stock Exchange? It was the New York Stock Exchange that had the blip. And if that was the case, then maybe that's not manipulation. Maybe that was the time when they had the problem, Richard. All right, let's go. It was a technical issue. There you go. All right, and now 3M, wow. Look at the miss on earnings. Look at the follow through below a level of support. I'd be careful with that. Any stock that misses earnings, you always have to be concerned about that. But it was overvalued, the big move. Prior to the big move down to the downside, the stock is now undervalued. But the move to the downside put that into sales territory. And this is my other one. Now, this doesn't look as blatant as AT&T, but that doesn't look right either. There's another streamer that's out there that I like. I won't put his name out there because we haven't had any agreement to talk about each other. But again, that's weird. That's a big jump. Look at all of the other bars on Walmart for the last month. I'm wondering if that's a New York Stock Exchange issue as well. If you think so, let me know. All right, so that's two stocks that are in the list that really look jacked up as far as data, and I'm wondering if Walmart and AT&T were part of that glitch that happened. Roger says, I found several stocks that tanked momentarily yesterday. Anyone hold them got stopped out and probably lost a ton. And you know something? People always ask me, how do you protect yourself against gaps? Nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing that can stop me against stops. Yo.
In the chat, I posted the poll. I want to talk about those results, and then I want to make sure you let everybody know that we to subscribe and to hit that bell icon to make sure that they don't miss it.
Okay, so the poll says, why didn't you watch the 6 p.m. video? 63% says that they don't know about it. Wow. And we talk a lot about it. Wait, there's another streamer out there, says Mark. Yes, Mark, there's a lot of other streamers out there. And the only way that I'm going to get as big as any of those other streamers is you got to share this video, share this live stream. Let's get people into the room. Because I look at those other streamers, those streamers be having thousands of people in their rooms. There's no reason in the world, folks, why we can't have thousands of people. Unless you really think that the information is just blasé. If you think it's blasé, then maybe that's why we have the amount of people that we have. But I think that we go out of the way to do good work out there. 35% said no time. I totally understand that. And even if you don't have the time to watch it, they're up there, and they're up there in perpetuity. So you can always go back whenever you want to watch those 6 p.m. videos. Only 1% said that they don't care. All right, well, sorry. But it looks like the majority of the people at least care enough that they want to watch it.
Savage.
Why you put the name out there? I wasn't gonna shout him out like that.
I don't know who did that.
Oh, you just said Savage. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I wasn't gonna
Don't care.
I wasn't gonna put that out there. I watched it. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Maria. Roger says there's a lot of streamers that have a lot more subscribers than we do. But the only way that happens, folks, is you. It really is you guys. So the only way we get up into those elite levels of subscribership is up to you. All right. So that was 57 people that voted. If you're not getting the alert, you need to. So you need to subscribe to the channel. All right. Subscribe to the VectorVest channel. And once you do that, you're going to see a bell icon. That bell icon gives you access to the alerts to let you know when there's a live stream coming out and when we put out or post a video on the channel. That's how you get alerted. All right. That's how you get alerted. All right. I have a conspiracy theory about what happened yesterday, says Marie. All right. Listen, I didn't know when I did yesterday's video and I was talking about AI, I was almost on that conspiracy theory case as well. But talking about AI, but nonetheless, you wanted me to look at Roblox. There was two things. Roblox. Well, hold on. I'm going to look at I'll put that on the list to look at RBLX and XOM. And there was another one, T-Mobile, TMUS. I'll take a look at that. When I started watching, you had less than 7,000 subscribers. I know. What are we up to now? About 47,000? Thank you, Mark. Mark is taking, look at that. I'm putting that up there. Mark is taking full credit. I met Mark in Tampa. Mark is taking full credit about growing our channel. And you know something, Mark? I'll take it. If that was, then all I'm going to ask is that you keep doing it. All right, so APPH. Again, I jumped back into APPH. That stock just doesn't want to stop moving. Just doesn't want to stop moving. All right, and SQQQ. QQ. I'm almost up to the 10 stocks that we're going to be looking at today. All right. Was that the last stock? That was the last stock. That was the last stock. CTXR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 2 more stocks. TSP. And what's the last one? EHTH. I already got. Boyle. That's my 10th stock today. That's going to be my 10th stock. All right. So now, I already got my stocks. I know everybody's going to start putting them in. But I got my 10 stocks that I am going to look at today. Fastest moving industries in the market where we've got a lot of yellow. Let's go see what other industries are moving. And I've got one that I've built for our YouTube channel to see what, I hate when that happens, what other industries are moving. So let's go take a look. Holy smokes. Look at the 10-day RT delta on crypto, 415%. Look at it now, 70. So it's definitely pulled off. Crypto stocks, which were hot and rocking and rolling, have definitely cooled off. I love doing this analysis. So if you're in crypto stocks, I'm not telling you to get out of them. They're still 70% over the last 10 days, but down from 415%. That definitely tells you that the industry is starting to cool down. Computer systems. 16.87% 10 days ago, 44% in the last 10 days. Let's go see what stocks are in there. Let's go sort these. These are going to be sorted by VST. There's only 12 stocks in here. The best one is Naughty, National Instruments, overvalued. How about Micronet? Cheap, undervalued, good upside potential in an uptrend, positive earnings at 7 cents. And right now it's the biggest growth stock, earnings growth stock in that list. Let's take a look at that stock. Let's go see if there's anything that we want to keep our eyes on. Let's put this on a 1-month graph. Ooh, I like that the stock went above. Now this is let's go change this. I'm going to put this, on to my faster one. Not tech, but trade. Let's go look at the 3 and the 8. Wow. I'm feeling that. It's a cheap stock. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Coming back up into a channel. The 3 and the 8 looks solid, coming off a level of support. RT is up there. Volume is there, above average volume. Man. All right, so let me ask you this question. How many of you know of this stock, type of 1? How many of you have never heard of this stock, type of 2? And this is why we should grow as a channel. We try to bring, by way of the analysis in the VectorVest software, we try to bring stocks that you don't know about to keep your eyes on. Folks, a lot of 2s popping up. All I'm telling you is keep your eye on the stock. That's all I'm saying. A lot of good things. I don't know what the news is behind it, and you guys can do your own homework on MICT. All I'm looking at is, man, this analysis going through what industries are on the move is really kind of helping you find stocks, folks. That's all I got to say. Now, our voice is getting higher because, and I love this analysis. This analysis gets me to see where the relative timing delta was 10 days ago. And look at this, retail department stores on the rise. And look at that, RT above 1. Out of all of these, it's one of the few ones that's above 1. Let's go see what's in there. There's 6 stocks in there. What's moving? Best by Dillard's, Academy, Macy's, Keurig, Kohl's, Nordstrom. Let's look at all of those real quick. Where would I want to put my money right now? Put these on a 3-month. Put these on a 3-month graph. Where would I want to put my money if the industry is moving? I love that the stock pulled back, but the 3 and the 8 kept you in it. Nice update today. I would like to see more volume. RT is above 1. Stocks a buy recommendation. It's close to its 3-month high right now. Again, I'd keep my eye on it. ASO Academy is moving sideways. Macy's is on the rise. Little bit of a shooting star pattern with follow through, but even with the follow through, look at the 3 and the 8. Solid 3 and the 8. Why is oil tanking? Right now, I still think that there's a lot of it out there. Remember, last time I did a story on it, we found 84 million barrels were there, extra barrels were there. I don't know how we get extra barrels. I'm not getting into that. But oil is tanking on demand. Demand is not there because there's a lot of oil still out there right now. That's why we put a lot of that out there, Fireblazer. We put a lot of it when we sold the reserves. And I don't know if we're starting to buy back the reserves yet, because oil was sitting at 70 some odd dollars. I think that was the price point that the U.S. was looking to replace the oil that they sold out of the reserves. I haven't seen anything showing that they're already doing that. Does anybody know if they are or not? High energy. That's right, because I'm saying the demand is right there, is not there. Earnings are starting to happen for oil companies. And you know what's going to happen, Jim? Oil companies are going to be looking like they're making a ton of money. And what are they going to do? In order to get more people to buy into them, they're going to keep doing buybacks, or they're going to up the dividends. They've got a lot of money. They've made a lot of money. All right. Fireblazer says, I thought I was the man. I'm not saying who's not the man and who is the man. I didn't say that. Sigh. All right. And what other stocks are in here? Keurig, I'm not feeling that one as much. Wow. Kohrs took off nicely. Was that an earnings play? No. Kohrs took off nicely, but for the past couple of days, it pulled back, but the 3 and 8 are still solid. And look at the fall today. We fell below that level of support of 31.16 and now back above it. And the 3 and 8 are still in place. Man, this analysis, I love doing this analysis for you to point out outside of what everybody else is telling you, using the analysis to see what's really moving. All right, let's do your picks now. It's 2:36. Let's do your picks now. I got your 10 stocks, JXN, RBLX, XOM, TMUS, EHTH, APPH, SQQQ, CTXR, TSP, Boyle. All right, those are my stocks. I got into another stock today too. Hold on. Let me pull this up. All right. I got into another stock just to let you know. I don't want nobody to think that I'm holding out on. And I'm not pumping the stock either. I am not pumping any stock, but I found another little stock, if nothing else, just to keep your eyes on. I got back into CPRX. That's what I did. I got back into CPRX and I got back into APPH. All right. So I put that out there so that nobody thinks that I'm holding out on them. But again, not once am I ever telling anybody to go buy anything. I'm just telling you, I try to be very transparent in the stocks that I have. All right, so I'm in APPH and I got back in the CPRX. Let's go take a look at these stocks. Which stocks have the best? Mark? No, I didn't. See, Mark's trying to get, Mark, I give you that. I give you that. And I give you that. And then I give you that. And then I give you that. All right, I gave you all of those sounds off of my board. Why is oil tanking? Not only oil, but watch out. MICT is at a top selling point. So Lou, again, MICT was a stock that caught my radar. Remember, I didn't tell you to go buy it. But we looked at the analysis. The industry is on the rise. So if the industry is on the rise, it means the stocks within the industries are pulling that industry higher. That's what I'm looking at. Lou. Nothing more, nothing less. By VST, all the stocks you gave me, 1 out of the 10, 5 have VSTs above 1. EHTH, overvalued though. Jackson Financial, undervalued, like that. T-Mobile, overvalued. Exxon, undervalued. And Citius Pharmaceutical, nicely undervalued for a pharmaceutical. Out of these, only 4 out of the 5 have relative values above 1. All right, the one that's got a relative value below 1 is EHTH. So if I'm looking at EHTH, overvalued, but look at that, fundamentally not sound, with both relative value and relative safety below 1s. It's in an uptrend, negative earnings growth rate. Something tells me that EHTH is being driven by news, definitely not being driven by the fundamentals. So just keep that in mind. Jackson Financial, is this an income tax company? Yes or no? Is this like, I don't know. What's the income company with Jackson? Jackson Hewlett. I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't think so. I also would say Jackson Hewlett. But it is undervalued, good upside potential in an uptrend, positive earnings growth rate. T-Mobile, overvalued, good upside potential, good safety. Thank you, Lee. Lee says no. Fundamentally, T-Mobile is solid and in an uptrend, good positive earnings growth rate. ExxonMobil, undervalued, but remember, before this, all the oil companies got beat up, and now with the rise in oil, blah, 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 good upside potential. Relative safety is flat. It is in an uptrend with good earnings. So you're asking me about oil. Let's do this. That's oil, right? Let's go look at an industry graph, view an industry graph of the whole industry. All right, this is Petroleum International Integrated. Let's go look at this on a 6-month basis. I want to answer your question about why oil is going down. All right, if you only had a button that you could click to find out everything you wanted to know about a ticker, I got a button. I got lots of buttons. Let's go put this on a 6-month graph. Petroleum, some of the petroleum stocks are pulling back, but overall, petroleum is a little bit on a bounce off of 2 levels of support, coming up to 2 levels of resistance. So now, it's interesting. Let's do this. If I double clicked on XOM, I got some stocks in the space that are moving. Let's sort this by RT. All right, so you're saying that petroleum stocks or oil stocks are moving to the downside. I can find you some that are in an uptrend, that are buy recommendations. Let's go, maybe it's the ones that you're looking at. Let's go view the stock graph on these. Put these on a 1-month graph. I can find you some petroleum stocks that are moving. All right. So Lou was talking about that. A couple of other people were talking about, I can find you some petroleum stocks that are moving. All right. I wouldn't touch that one. That's interesting. Hess is moving $156 in the Petroleum International Integrated on good volume. All right. So there are some out there, and these are in the same vein as XOM, right? Interesting on that. Again, that's probably the glitch. But look at the 3 and the 8 coming off support, nicely moving higher. So from the perspective of trying to find oil stocks that are moving, I'm finding some for you. Definitely found you. Richard says Hess reported this morning. But even prior to reporting, look at the graph. So for you all that are saying that oil is moving down, I just showed you the industry graph. Let's go back. I just showed you the industry graph, and the industry graph is telling me that overall, over the last 3 months or so, the industry as a whole is on the rise. So that just tells me that some of the stocks that you're in that space are not moving. There's a 3-month graph. It is moving somewhat to the upside, even though it's channeling. There is a definite uptrend. RT is above 1 on the industry. Now, that's just one of the oil industries. That's Petroleum International Integrated. But I can do that for any one of the oil spaces to find what stocks are moving. So does that make sense? Who asked me that question? Fireblazer, does that answer your question? And all I did was to answer your question was to use the analysis within the VectorVest system to answer your question. All right. Fireblazer, does that answer your question? And Lou, does that answer your question as well? All right. Those were the 2 people that were talking about oil moving down. Did I buy Tesla? Nope. Have not. All right. I have not. All right. Let's go look at the stocks that are at the bottom of the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. APPH. That's a more of aggressive play. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love what the company does, which is why I own it. I got into it. I made a lot of money on it. I got out of it, and now I've gotten back in. The stock just doesn't want to stop going down. Just fundamentally not sound, but it is in an uptrend. They do grow their earnings at a clip of at least 3% on a lower dollar stock. Look for divergences on RT ranking and price action. I can do that, Steve. All right. But, I got so much time in here. I wish that I could do this for 2 hours. Actually, I could if I wanted to, but you guys wouldn't stay for 2 hours. So that's the reason why I don't. I could cover so much more stuff if I had more time. but I ain't. So SQQQ, I think, is pretty early. It's pretty early. Is that for you? What are you telling me, Joey?
Nothing. Sorry, I was just.
Oh, okay. SQQQ, I think, is early. Boil is not the way to go. It looks like cold still. Look at that, man. I still have my own my own opinion about natural gas, but man, it's just getting killed. Let's go take a look at these. These were the worst stocks in the list that you gave me. Let's go TSP, undervalued, fundamentally not there, not in an uptrend. I'd be careful with that. Boil, not in an uptrend. Roblox, grossly overvalued. Fundamentally not sound, but it is in an uptrend. This would be more of a technical play. Let's go take a look at these. All right, so these were the ones that are at the bottom of the list. Let's go put these on a 3-month graph. Wow, APPH, still at the bottom of the list, but this is what I mean. And even on the pullback, look at how strong the 3 and the 8 kept you, and the stock is just running. Man, that's why I'm back into it. And let's go put this, that's on 3 months. It's not that far from its 3-month high. Secret Agent Thompson. Secret Agent Man. Secret Agent Man. My name is Tompkins. Glenn Tompkins. Yeah, I like that. Joey, you think I could be a spy?
Yep.
Okay. I don't think he believes that. But anyway, APPH found the level of support and is just taken off from there. And look at that volume today is right at average volume. What else is in there? SQQQ, I think right now you're still preliminary. I need the market to go down for this to go up. The 3 and the 8 are negative. The stock's price is currently below a level of support. It's preliminary if you jump on SQQQ. You need it. You want the 3 and the 8 to start going up before you start to think about getting into SQQQ. All right, I'm putting that out there. Excuse me, Roblox. Moving up, but now settling into a channel. It's got a level of 38.45 for a level of resistance. Up day to day, but even on this day right here, yesterday, the 3 and the 8 was still in play. I love using the 3 and the 8s to help me to manage my positions. If I look at Boyle, there's nothing good about Boyle. For anybody who's trading it, why? All right, you may feel long-term about it, blah, blah, blah. I feel long-term good on it, but right now, there's nothing telling me it's okay to buy it. There's nothing telling me it's okay to buy it. If you're going to go in the natural gas space, you probably have to go with cold. Glenn, Pepsi, which is slow mover, looks like it's setting up for a swing. Listen, it could be. I'm not going to take a look at it. But you guys know what to look for a swing. TSP, oh, I don't know how comfortable I am. Now, I do like that the stock went from a sell to a hold. I need, if I'm thinking about getting into this stock, I needed to get past this most recent swing high of about 234. I needed to get above that. Along with that, I need to see some volume trending up. I do like RT is trending higher. I do like his RT, but I need to get past this swing point of 234 before I pull the trigger on that. All right, so those are the stocks that you gave me today. Let's go look at the top 5 on a graph. We looked at the bottom 5 on a graph. Let's go look at the top 5 on a graph, put them also on a 3-month graph. EHTH, was that an earnings play? Nope. But something happened, bounced off support. Not only was it bouncing off support, it gapped up 3-8 cross. Be careful with that, though. Not a lot of give back, which I do like. So not only is the move confirmed by volume, but people are staying in it. They're not selling out of it. It's got a wick at the top, but not a huge wick at the top. Just be careful with that. I wonder if the NYSE is accepting sale orders for rig right now. Wow, what a move. If it's moved up that much, it's probably going to pull back down. 24-hour marathon, Glenn. Joey, you think that we should try to do a 24-hour marathon on the channel?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you don't. All right. APPH is a good bow tie case. I love using the bow tie. I think it's one of the days of my live streams we do talk about the bow tie, but today ain't it. All right. JAXM, I like the move. Breaking out of 2 levels of resistance. Down day to day, but the 3 and the 8 is still strong. It's only 1 day off a 3-month high. T-Mobile, a little bit more choppy in the move. Comes from a level of resistance, broke above 2 levels of resistance. Open candle, no wick at the top. no wick at the top. You know something? If you were to buy into it today, if you had a buying opportunity, I'd give you a price target of 152.11. That wouldn't be a bad play. That wouldn't be a bad play. The stock is a hold. I'd like to see better volume, but I wouldn't mind taking that, especially because there is no wick at the top. David showed us a nice bow tie with Deck. Deck is a good stock. Deck is a good stock. Here's the Exxon Mobil in a channel, but definitely moving higher. All right, goes back to that. Look at that. Look at that trend line. I can draw that trend line right here. Trend line is coming off of that low. All right. Still a tough space to be, but there are some stocks that you can find in the petroleum space that are moving up. And actually, Exxon is moving higher. All right, you think about it, in the 3 and the 8 are holding strong. CTXR, though, woof, it's at the top of the list, towards the top of the list. Big pull down. The 3 and the 8 are still solid, though. That's hard to sit through. The volume was there and it was pulling off, so there's losing some conviction behind the move. The 3 and the 8 are still in place. Open candle today, but that's a tough day yesterday. All right, so those are the stocks that you gave me. I took your 10 stocks. I got to see if I have any hot stocks for you today. T-Mobile up 40% for 1 year versus 11 for AT&T. I got you. Again, Rick, I'm not putting out who's better than whoever. I just want to look at the analysis. That's all I want to do, Rick. I just want to look at the analysis, help you guys make better decisions. I've only got 2 hot stocks that came up, but they're both moving down. What did I use for the hot stocks? Did I have a graph there? I got a tech graph. Let's go put this on a 1-month graph. Let's go look at my graph layout. Glenn Tech. There it is. ETR Tech. Is that it? Yep, that's it. I got a MACD that's positive. I've got a DPO that's positive. RT that's positive. I'd be careful, though. But look at today's wick. This is on NAAS. Big wick at the bottom. A lot of buying going into it. Wait for Brent oil to break 88, 87, and oil stocks will pop. Well, at least, Steve, for everybody who's telling me that oil stocks are going down, I just showed you a major oil stock is currently in a little bit of an uptrend. And then I also pointed you in the direction of other stocks within this space that were moving up. I think that is a dragonfly, but a dragonfly would normally be found at the top of a pattern, or it would be a graveyard doji. But I think that it's a positive sign, all right, especially with the buying at the bottom of the candle. Glenn, you could sing though, Glenn. Joey doesn't want me to sing. Joey doesn't like it when I sing. And here's my other stock, huh? It's you.
I don't think anybody wants you to.
I think, all right, how many people like it when I sing? Type of 1. If you don't like it when I sing, type of 2. Now, Joey, you want to put me out there like that? Let VV Nation say. All right? It ain't just you. Let VV Nation say. All right? And now, shut you down. Of course, you're going to type 2. Of course, you're going to type 2, Joey. All right? You can only do it once, Joey. No. You can't do it. You can't. No, you're wrong. Then you're skewing the numbers. You're skewing the numbers and you're messing it up. A lot more ones, definitely a lot more ones than 2. A lot more ones than 2. Energy says Jackson has dividends $1.64 per year. Listen, again, I didn't look at the news on a lot of these. I didn't get, hi Debbie, I didn't look at the news on a lot of these. How many people like it when Glenn and Joey sing together? I don't want to sing with Joey. You are worth the price of admission. Thank you, Dave. I'm going to put that up at the top. That's right. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. All right. So those are my only hot stocks, but I go back to today's homepage and look at that. All of the major indices are still down, but they are off their session lows. All right. They are all off their session lows. We got a little bit of a rebound day going, but a lot of yellow, and the guidance from VectorVest says we advocate caution. All right. So I talked a little longer than I wanted to. All these other, something, I do have a market hit list. Let's go see. I got about 80 stocks in there. I think what happened to my market hit list? Something happened. All right. Something happened to my watch lists. Yeah, that thing happened, Joey. All right, well, that's poopy. My market hit list. I got about, oh, there it is. There's my 84 stocks. Let's see out of my hit list. Now, how many of you have a hit list of stocks that you've built in VectorVest? Type of 1. How many of you have you have your own hit list of stocks that you've built in VectorVest? Type of 1. So the cool thing about this is these are stocks that I've just put over time, stocks that caught my attention. And the cool thing about this is I can see what's moving off of my own hit list. How about I got all of these stocks that are moving off my hit list? I got 84 stocks in there, especially for stocks to sell short. There you go. I like to hear your chat away. So talk. I like that, Debbie. Thank you. So this is the last thing I'll do before we go.
That means don't sing if you were unsure.
No, that's not what it said.
What she's saying.
That's not what, Debbie, is that what you're saying? Debbie, are you saying that you don't want me to sing? Type a yes or a no, Debbie. Is that what you're trying to say, Debbie, that you don't want me to sing? Type a yes or a no. Remember we were just talking about Boyle? Look at that. Cold is kicking butt. Coal is kicking butt. Even from a technical standpoint. Good, googly muggly. That's just, if you want to get on the natural gas side, cold is the way to go. Let's go to the next one. Mullen is on my list. A little bounce off support. 3.8 about to cross. I'd like to see if it can close above this level of resistance. Next one. Oof, FSM Fortuna Silver Mines. Nice update today. Put this on a 6-month graph. Sorry, on a 3-month graph. Breaking out of a little bit of consolidation. I like that on good volume. Technical DPO is positive. Look at that. MACD just went positive. I like that. But now let's go look at a 6-month graph. Let's go look at a 1-year graph. If I'm going to give you a price point, there's my opportunity for price point, about 454. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. But if you want to take it, to get up to that level, that's a 1-year high. That's the 1-year high. But I do like that the MACD, just went positive on good volume. I'd be careful with that. It's not a lot that you can do with that. All right. Why don't you sing for me? If I sing, I will clear the room. See, look at that. Debbie wants me to sing, Joey. There you go. Don't worry about it, Debbie. I got you. I'll sing for you. I got you. Joey is such a hater. And VV Nation, don't try it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's right, Bet. All right. So let's go to the next stock. INBS. I'm not feeling that. That's just news driven. Acor. Look at that. 3.8. So you know what I like to do with these stocks? Man, look at Powell. 3.8 just crossed 2 days ago. You know what I like to do with these stocks? I got a search. Unisearch. YouTube. I call this, what is it? Hit list 3.8. So it's just looking at my hit list. The stocks with a 3 just went about, and there's only one. How cool is that? So out of my 84 stocks, I'm trying to find what, in the past 1 day. Let's change that though. Let's say in the past 3 days. With a 3.8 cross in the past 3 days. I'm probably going to get more stocks. Let's go check that out. Look at that. So let's go take a look. This is from my hit list, and everybody should have their own hit list, right? Let's go put this on a 1-month graph. 3.8 just crossed 3 days ago. Avago. Look at that. SIG. I love doing this. And everybody in this room should be doing that. Lee, I'm not feeling as much, even though the 3.8 crossed 3 days ago. I'm not feeling that as much. Woof. Powell meets the list again. I like that. I like that stock. I cannot lie. Mullen, the 3H crossing. Nope, not feeling that. And there's Mullen. All right. If you guys do not have a subscription to the software, how about this? We offer you the software for 30 days for 99 cents. Take a look at that. You want to build your own watch list of your own hit list? Take a look at that. Is that the right one? Yep. All right. And then because I like to use the 3.8, use that. Whatever moving averages you want, you can put moving averages on your own list of stocks that you have. All right. And let the system do it, let the system clear its throat. Let me clear my throat. That's right. I played the air horn. That was for you, Joey. Sing the rest of the video. People will return if you just do that. No, they won't. Jockey Club tomorrow. Yes, Badger. I have Jockey Club tomorrow and Friday. I got Jockey Club tomorrow and Friday. So I got the Jockey Club in the morning. I got to record the Friday video, and I've got Trending Thursday. I got a busy day tomorrow. But I will be on the Jockey Club tomorrow. Remember, going forward, Western Wednesday. Push the hashtag. I want to get this viral. Hashtag Western Wednesday VV. I want to get this to go viral. Western Wednesday. I spelled it wrong again. Holy smokes.
Wow.
Hashtag Western Wednesday VV. I want to get that to go viral. And we're going to do that here at VectorVest. Melissa's going to take group pictures of us here dressing in our Western Wednesday wear. All right, let's see if we get that hashtag to go viral. But every Wednesday, I'm going to do some kind of Western wear. This is the second time I get to wear this vest, though. This is a nice vest. The shirt is just a shirt, but my cowboy hat, my cowboy boots. Joey, don't get worried if Glenn dress up today as a mean Indiana Jones from hell. Don't let him scare you. He is just a honeybee, but it won't sting. You know what I got for you? There we go. I got that for you. All right, I got to go. Always Western Day here where I live in Katy, Texas. Badger says, I will attend Western Wednesday in my cowboy and horses footy pajamas. I don't know what to say. I got nothing to say. AVGO, we took a look at it, right? I did like it, Dave. I took a look at it. I did like it. All right, I got to go. Thank you for being here. How many likes did we get? 81. You know me. I try to get 100 likes before we leave. If we can get it, we get it. If we don't, it is. If it was worth it for you to stop by and spend some time with me today and look at some stocks and look at what's going on in the market, hit the like button. Let's see if we get 100 likes before we leave. Tesla earnings today. Thank you, John. Be careful with Tesla. Tesla has just been up and down, up and down, up and down. It's going to be interesting how they guide going forward. That's going to be the important side of the Tesla earnings. All right, so howdy partner Exro up there. Exro is kicking butt. I am making a ton of money in Exro. In my little 17,000 shares of Exro. Man, and Exro is moving on not so big news. All right. So, and before Mark says it, no, I am not telling you to buy Exro. I am not telling you to buy Exro. All right, but it's doing well. By the way, I'm the best indicator of all. If I buy, everyone else better sell. That's all right, Debbie. Listen, you do you. You gonna make some money. You gonna make some money, boo-boo. That's what I'm talking about. I think you misunderstood the price of admission comment. These are free to attend. Oh, gosh. And Badger says, every afternoon market Wednesday is a profitable Wednesday for me. Thank you, Glenn and Joey. There you go. You know something? Joel says, horrible 2023. I'm going to do one other thing. Joey, oh, no, I do it myself. How many people watched the video that I made for my picks for 2023? Type of 1. How many of you watched the video at the beginning of the year in regards to my stock picks for you for 2023? Type of 1 in the room. If you did not, type a 2. And it's interesting. I say that because for everyone that's saying that it's a bad year for them, if you didn't watch the video, I want to show you something. Glenn's picks, and I compared my picks. To like Market Watch, Yahoo, Forbes, CNBC. But I want to show you something. Glenn's picks. And I'm going to go back to the first trading day. I only gave you 9 stocks. All right. I'm going to go back to the first trading day of the year. All right. January 3rd. And I want to show you something. Here were and I gave you the stories behind why I like these stocks, the whole 9 yards, and that the list was very diversified. So we didn't put all of our money into one thing. All right, no matter what was hot. I want to show you something. I'm going to quick test these 9 stocks until right now. You see that number, folks? What's the stock that's at the top of the list? And again, I don't ever tell you to go buy, but look at that stock. APPH, 219%. Every stock in the list that I put out for my 2023 stock picks for you. Look at that. Now, keep in mind, for anybody who's saying, oh man, I need to go buy these stocks right now. Let me talk to you about that. Is the market conducive to you pulling the trigger on any of those stocks right now? Type of 1 if you think so. Type of 2 if you don't think so. All right, type of 1 if you think that the market is conducive to buying any of those stocks right now, or type of 2 if you don't think it's conducive. All right, so Debbie, I love that you want to think about getting into those stocks, but what's the first thing you need to look at? Market timing. What is the market telling you right now? Caution. Now we just went, because we got a green light in the color guard price column, VectorVest advocates buying safe undervalued stocks. Listen, what's the main color you see? Yellow. What do I want you to do? Be careful. All right. So, there we go. That was it. That was it. I'm still following your 2020 vision for 2020 portfolio from January 3rd, 2020. Go look it up. It's up 68%. You're a winner. Wow. Listen, again, I tried to get 300 people in the room. All I do is just try to give you good information, folks. That's all I do. That's all I do. That's why I want to get more people into the room. I want to spread the word to more people. All right, I got to go. I do got to go. I got a chance to look at some of your stocks. Remember, hashtag Western Wednesday VV. I want to get that to go. And every Wednesday, I'm going to come in something Western. All right, every Wednesday, I'm going to come in with something Western. Let's make that go viral. With that, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii, baby. New sheriff in town, howdy. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste. Yasu. See ya.